Hello students, welcome to my channel. This session will be take up numbers overview of the topic. Students, numbers is one of the most important topics for competitive exams, whether it is CAT or any entrance exam, GRE, GMAT, bank exams, SSC, campus recruitment exams, or you name any topic where quant is a test area, you get lot of questions on from numbers. This is one topic we get more number of questions in competitive examinations. In fact, in exam like CAT or some of the other related MBA entrances, numbers topic is the key topic, students. There were years where if people could do half the numbers questions, they would have cleared the cutoff for the entire quant section easily there. And another reason why numbers is important is the difficulty level of the questions. The questions appear to be little higher difficulty level compared to the other topics. Students, I said they appear to be higher difficulty. It's not necessary that they're always difficult, right? At the outset, some of these, see what is the beauty of this numbers topic is, students, at the outset, the questions seem to be very difficult, but when you actually go through that, when you know the logic and apply that, the questions are not that difficult. In fact, to just make you understand this, I'll be giving you a few questions taken from the previous exams to just give you a feel of it, how question in from this topic numbers, how questions will be asked, how they appear to be difficult, but why they are not difficult, we will discuss that. I'll just a few examples, and then students, at the end of the video, I will also tell you how I am actually going to take up this topic. I propose to do a minimum of 25 videos, and then later on I will add more videos. So that part I will discuss at the end of this video, students. Right? So shall we start the questions? Okay. Students, the first question, this was given in one of the MBA entrances. Find the total number of squares in a chessboard. So is the answer 64? Quick? No, students. I'm not saying find the unit squares. A chessboard is a 8 by 8 square grid, you know. You know what is a square grid? And you know the number of squares in a square grid of n into n size will be sigma n square. What do you mean by sigma n square? 1 square plus 2 square up to n square. Students, that is, what is sum of first n squares formula? You all know n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. And if you take here 8 into 9 into 17 by 6, 72 by 6, 12, 12, 17 is 204. The total number of squares in a chessboard will be 204, because you say 64, that is wrong, because that 64 is the first reaction for you and me, but that 64 will be unit square, students. But there can also be 2 by 2 squares, length 2, width 2. There can also be 3 by 3 squares. There can be 4 by 4 squares of different sizes there. If you count all of them, it comes to 204. This question, it appears to be somewhat difficult, but it's just sum of first n squares formula, probably you might have learned in school days, right? That's how the questions appear. Let's take one more example, students. N equals to 137, 137 and so on, 100 digit number. Find the remainder when n is divided by 625. Students, for every question that I give you here example, you can for every question you pause a moment, pause the video, try and continue watching, please. Students, this is also a replica of a question given in one of the exams. I tell you, this question is as simple as this, students. When I am asking, we have one of the videos on divisibility rules. As I said, at the end of the session, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this topic. Just now, I'll not get into the detailed explanation, students. I'm just telling you, once you know all the basics that I propose to do, how you can answer these questions, students. When I say 625, 625 divisibility rule is last 4 digits. If the last 4 digits of a number is divisible by 625, the whole number is divisible by 625. It is 137, 137, 3 digits repeating. If these 3 digits repeating 33 times, how many 33 3s? 99 digits you have written, but I need 100 digits, means I should write one more digit. That one more digit will be the first digit of this 137.1. So what are the last 4 digits? 1371. 1371 divided by 625. What is the remainder? Means I'm sure you can all say 625, 2 is 1250. The remainder is 121. That's my answer. This question is as simple as dividing 137 with 625. Getting that idea that you should divide last 4 digits is the key. At the outset, it appears, when I say 100 digit numbers, it appears to be a little difficult, but it's not. knowing just the logic for 625. Shall we take one more example? Right, students? Yeah, so you see, this is an interesting question, which is again given in one of the exams. N equals to 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus 4 factorial up to 70 factorial. When this entire number is divided, when this n is divided by 35, what is the remainder? Students, again this involves simple basic division rules that one of the videos you will find as rules of division. If you know the rules of basic division, I think you can answer this question, right? I'll just give you a quick answer to this. 1 factorial is 1, 1 divided by 35, remainder is 1. 2 factorial is 2, 2 divided by 35, the remainder is 2, obviously 35, 0, 0, remainder is 2. 3 factorial is 6 divided by 35, remainder is 6. 4 factorial is 24, remainder is 24. 5 factorial is 120, 120 divided by 35, the remainder is 15. 6 factorial is 5 times of 6 factorial is 6 times of 5 factorial, hence the remainder will be 6 times. If it is 15, it should be 90, but remainder can't be 90, so 35 means it is 20. 7 factorial is exactly divisible by 35 because 7 factorial has 7 and 5 in it. 7 factorial means 1 to 7. 1 to 7 means you have 7 and 5, it is divisible. Remainder is 0. 8 factorial also has 8 factorial. If I write 1 to 8, don't you have 5 and 7 because 35 consists of 5 and 7? Yes, every other number now is divisible by 35, students. The 70 is given just to unnecessarily mislead you, to say you try to establish the relation between 70 and 35. Students, 7 factorial onwards, whether you have up to 70 factorial or 100 factorial, my answer will be same because 7 factorial onwards, every other number thereafter will be divisible by 35. Hence, what is the remainder means? Sum of these reminders 20, 35, 65, 68. Remainder cannot be 68 because it's more than 35. If I divide by further by 35, 35 once 35, I'll get remainder as 33. That's my answer. Simple. You're only dividing by 35, students, up to 6 factorial. 7 factorial onwards, you don't have to. Why? Again, as I said, we'll not get into detailed explanation. I'm just showing you how simple these questions can be. Look at this, students. If the area of a rectangle with integral sides is 384 square centimeters, what is sum of the perimeters of all possible rectangles? Students, if you look at a rectangle, what is the area? Area is 384. How do you get area? Length and breadth. Product of the two sides is 384. That means there may be 384 and 1, maybe 192 and 2. Length is 192, breadth is 2. Like this you can write. What is the perimeter means? 2 into 384 plus 1. If the length and breadth are 384 and 1, perimeter will be 2 into 192 plus 2 if length and breadth are 192 and 2, and so on. There are many possibilities. I want sum of the perimeters of all such possible rectangles means, students, if I take 2 common, these are nothing but sum of the factors. So, in fact, this question is discussed in one of the videos you can watch later. Sum of the perimeters of the rectangles is nothing but here, students. Sum of the perimeters is nothing but 2 times sum of the factors of 384. Sum of the factors of 384. And 384, what is sum of the factors? How do you find? 384, if I write to the base of prime numbers, it will be 2 power 7 into 3 power 1. Yes or no? It is 128. What is sum of the factors means? It is 2 power 8 minus 1 by 2 minus 1. There is a formula. As I said, we will not get into the concepts. 3, 1. This is how much? 256 minus 1, 255. And this is 9 minus 1, 8, 8 by 2, 4. 255 into, this is 2 into, this is how much you said? 255. This is 255 into, what is this I said? 9 minus 1, 8 by 2, 4. Students, if you see here, 255 into 4, 1020 into 2, 2040. Is as simple as that. That is sum of the perimeters of all possible rectangles. Let's take one more example, students. Find the index of greatest power of 3 in 100 factorial. IGP means, in 100 factorial, if I write 1 to 100, what is the highest power of 3 that you have in it means? Looks a very difficult one. If you haven't come across this kind of concept before, students, you will not know how to do it. It looks like Greek and Latin. But once you know this, students, see 100, 333s. I divide 100 by 3 because in 100 factorial I need power of 3. Why I do that? Don't worry about that part now. Don't worry about the remainder, students. I'm not interested in the remainder 1 or 2, whatever it is. I'm just interested 3 goes how many times in 100? 33 times. Again, if I divide 33 with 3, how many times it goes? 11 times. Again, how many times it goes? 3 times. Again, how many times it goes? 1. It will not go further. Students, 33 plus 11 plus 3 plus 1, it is 48. So my answer for this question is 48. See, it looks totally a difficult question, but you can see it's as if you are dividing, it's as simple as dividing 100 with 3, no, successively. Successive division with 3. Very simple. This is the beauty of numbers topic, students. So people get frightened seeing these questions, but if you keep your cool, they involve a simple logic like this, right? Shall I take one more example, students? Find the unit digit of 353 whole power 478, 649 whole power 358, 746 whole power 537. As I said, can you pause the video and try on your own, students, for a minute? Yes. If you ask me, see how I can say the answer. The unit place for this is 3, no, 9. The unit place for this is 1. The unit place for this is 6. My answer is 4. 9 into 1, 9 into 6, 54. Right? You have a video on finding the unit digits. When you go watch the video for a few minutes, like I said, in a quick time, probably I might have taken some 15 seconds. In the same 15 seconds time, you can also say, students. Right? It doesn't involve big calculations. Look at the next one, students. This is, see, nowadays in many exams, especially exams like CAT and other things, you are getting last 2 digits questions. Right? In quite a few exams, you still get unit digit questions, but of late, the latest trend is they are asking the last 2 digits of a big number. Students, 469 power 469, when I write that value, what are the last 2 digits means? Students, the last 2 digits depend on the last 2 digits here, 69. And I divide this power by 20 and take the remainder as the power. Why do I divide the power by 20? As I said, you can watch that in that particular video on last 2 digits. So when I divide 469 by 20, the remainder is 9. So I need to know 69 power 9. So 469 power 469's last 2 digits is same as 69 power 9's last 2 digits. So how do I find 69 power 9's last 2 digits? Means, you know, 69 power 1 ends with 69. 69 square ends with what? Means, students, in the speed mass module, I have explained to you squares. There is a video on squares. You can check once you know that if you squares one video, if you see, you can find out 69 squares last 2 places what means. I don't need entire 69 squares, students. I need only last 2 places, means it is a much more than 50. 19 square ends with what? 19 square is 361, means 61. 69 power 4 will end with what? Means 69 square whole square will be 69 power 4. So square this. 61 square will end with what? Means 61 is how much more than 50? 11. 11 square end with 21. So 69 power 4 will end with 21. 69 power 8 will end with what? Means 69 power 4 whole square will be 69 power 8. 21 square will end with what? Means 41. Now students, 69 power 9's last 2 places are what? Means 69 power 9 is nothing but 69 power 1 into 69 power 8. 69 power 1's last 2 places are 69. I'm only taking last 2 places because my question is about last 2 digits. 69 power 8's last 2 digits are 41. Student, 69 into 41, if you multiply, what is the last 2 digits? You know how to multiply. If I can do directly like this, 1 into 9, 9. 1 into 6, 6 plus 9 into 4, 36. I repeat, 1 into 6, 6 plus 9 into 4, 36. How much it is? 42. So 29 is the last 2 places. Find the remainder when 2 power 545 divided by 7 means, students, you cannot find 2 power 545 value and divide by 7. Students, every combination of numbers have a pattern. See, if I take 2 power 2 power 1 divided by 7, remainder is how much? Is 2. 2 square 4 divided by 7. 7 0 0 remainder 4. 2 cube 8. 7 1 7 remainder is 1. 2 power 4 16. Come on. 7 2's 14 remainder 2. Repeated or not? After how many places repeated? It repeated after 3 places. Because it's repeating after 3 places, I divide this 545 by 3 and take the remainder. You can check. If you divide by 3, the remainder will be 2. 3 18's 54, 3 1's. Remainder is 2 means 2 squares remainder will be my answer. What is 2 squares remainder? 4. So that will be my answer. It's as simple as this. right? We'll just see one more question, students, then we'll wind up this. Find the remainder when 25 power 39 plus 33 power 39 divided by 29. This again was given in one of the years in CAT exam itself. Students, if you look at this, there is one of the divisibility rules we'll be discussing in some elsewhere is a power n plus b power n is divisible by a plus b completely if n is odd number. Students, here the power is odd number or not? Because the power is odd number, it is divisible by a plus b, that is the base 25 plus 33. So what is 25 plus 33? 58. Students, if this number is divisible by 58, 29 is the factor of 58. If a number is divisible by 58, it is also divisible by its factor 29. Hence, it is divisible means it divides completely without any remainder. So my remainder is 0. It's as simple as that. Probably in one of the videos I will discuss this question like this and also in a different form using binomial expansion. Right, students? So like this, if you see all these questions, the sum of those 7-8 questions that I discussed here, students, these are taken from different exams and just shared with you just to give you an idea that they appear to be difficult, they are not difficult. So let's not have any fear about numbers chapter as such. But you know, it is a very big topic. You have quite a few concepts to be discussed here, students. So hence what I propose to do is, to start with, I will make some 25 videos. Each concept I will discuss in detail. Suppose last 2 digits concept I have taken. Last 2 digit concept we will make one video. Last digit concept we will make one video. These reminders itself will have some 6-7 videos. There are different approaches finding reminders, right? Similarly, similarly if you look at sum of n square, sum of n cubes, we had a question, we will take one video. Like this, different questions, different concepts, we'll take one video and discuss in detail, students. So what I suggest you, students, is please do subscribe to my channel and also press the bell button so that as and when I upload, I'll make a playlist here, right? To start with, I'll be uploading some 10-11 videos immediately after this, and I keep adding in the next few days, at least to start with 25, and then more practice examples we will do it, right? So please subscribe and press that bell button so that as and when I add these new videos, you will get the updates, right, students? Numbers is the key for any competitive examination, and you will start enjoying solving these problems. And the advantage with the number, students, is, as I said, because these questions at the outset look very difficult, many students actually don't attempt it. But if once you go through this, I think you can attempt it. That's where I think you can make difference, right? You and I together will try to make difference, students, right? So in the meantime, if you have any queries, students, please do mail to me at sr.gorantla1@gmail.com, or you can also reach me at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at sr gorantla. So we'll meet in the following videos. Thank you for now.